PLG, thank you for joining. Hello, Sympha. Let's see who else do we got here. We got Raven is in here. I know Faye is in here. Artemis, how you doing, Artemis? Welcome in. Oh, thank you so much for the... Thank you so much for the raid. And I thought I had shut my alerts off. Actually, I did. I don't know why that went on, but thank you so much for the raid. Okay, Chloe, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Guys, again, this is Retro Rep of PLG. I am the host with the most, just not the most legs, as I am a left, below knee amputee. However, what I lack in limbs, I make up for in personality and sense of humor. This is the Kingdom of Stumpies. This is Retro Rep. You may call me Phantom or PLG. Welcome to our Raiders. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate that. My guest tonight, very special guest. Hey, Jill, how you doing? This is my this is the first Twitch partner that I'm interviewing. He just recently became Twitch partner, and I know he's very excited about that. I'm very excited for him. Aquatic Place 960. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. Guys, my guest is Grayskull83. I'm going to bring him up right here. And there he is. Grayskull83. Gray, thank you so much for joining me on Retro Rep. I appreciate it, man. How you doing?
Pleasure. What's up? How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good. A little tired, but we just cracked a beer, so we're feeling good.
Cracked a beer. Wow, this is cool. I get to interview Gray. He's cracked open a cold one, talk some video games.
Cheers, yeah.
So Gray, why don't you just give maybe like a quick 15-second, 10-second elevator pitch about who you are to our viewers?
I consider myself to be a nice, chill guy. A gamer. I'm a musician. I've been doing that my whole life, and I know nothing else, so Twitch is a perfect place for me.
Cool, man.
I like to keep it chill and just, make everybody feel comfortable. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, and guys, if you've not checked out Gray before, and I find it very hard to believe that you haven't, and if you haven't, you guys got to go check him out. This is his Twitch page right there, and then you can go give him a follow on Twitter. He also has a YouTube page, so guys, go check out his YouTube page. Make sure you do that. He's got a lot of cool content on there as well. I guess we'll get started here, Gray. My first question, when and why did you start streaming?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago last month. So I've been streaming for just over 2 years. I started because speedrunning. I was already speedrunning just casually, not recording anything and getting good times, and nobody would believe me that I could beat these games in a certain amount of time. I was like, well, how can I record this and document it? And I already knew about Twitch, but then I put two and two together, and it was a perfect fit. And shortly thereafter, I was having problems trying to figure out the technology side of how to get the retro consoles hooked up to the computers and all that. So at that time, I was playing Mario Maker, and I played nothing but Mario Maker for 6 months, and that's all I streamed.
Really?
But always been playing retro, even before it was retro.
Wow. So you started out that's so weird. So you started playing just Mario Maker.
Yeah. I played Mario Maker for I was under a different name though. It was not Grayskull back then.
Okay.
And I won't reveal the name because I like to keep it. It's kind of a meme in the channel where we kind of guess what it is, and have fun with it. It wasn't good. It was not a good name.
Wow. So why? I probably have a good idea, but why Grayskull83?
Well, obviously it's a He-Man reference. I do have a He-Man tattoo on my leg with a huge Castle Grayskull on there. I actually have growing up in my bedroom, my mom painted He-Man on my wall. So throughout my whole life, I had He-Man staring at me the whole time. So it just seemed like a perfect fit. I wanted to be something that was a little more tied to, the 80s and the more of a retro thing. And it was just something I threw to the wall, and it stuck,
Your mom painted a He-Man on your wall?
Yes.
I have
actually a picture that I have to find, and I'm throwing it in the Discord whenever I can find it. But yeah, it was He-Man and it was Orko, and it was pretty cool, yeah. So my whole childhood growing up, I had He-Man staring at me.
I bet you didn't dare make be bad for your mom, right? Because I had He-Man right there staring at you.
Oh, yeah, no, not at all.
What was your initial reaction when you found out you became Twitch partner?
You know what? I was excited, and at first, well, I kind of like didn't put too much into it. I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket. It was funny because I streamed for a solid year and a half, averaging 3 to 5 viewers. And I just because I was having fun and doing it, and all of a sudden, the name changed, and I started to rebrand a little bit and started focusing more on just quality retro content. And the viewers just kept going up, averaging 5, next month 10, next month 15, next month 20. And it just kept going up. And I was like, well, if I get partner, if it happens organically, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. And when I finally got the qualifications, I submitted it, and I was like, I'll get denied. Everybody gets denied their first time.
Right.
Somehow I got lucky. Somebody liked me over there and got approved right away. And I was like, holy baloney, what is going on? And but then I realized, that's when the real work starts. I was excited and this and that, but it's like, I've had people tell me, oh, you made partner. Now what? And it's like, well, now the real work starts.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep that hype going once you hit a partner. Then, how do you make people not lose interest,
Yeah, it's definitely...
So it was excitement, but also it made me become more focused,
Sure. Yeah, it's like, when you become affiliate, you're affiliate, right? Like, you don't lose affiliate. At least I don't think you can. When you become partner, though...
You can lose partner, but not by numbers or anything. And I never stressed about numbers. Actually, when I started to see increase in my numbers was when I totally didn't pay attention to it. Turned off my viewer count, just focused on the game that I'm playing and focused on the chat, and that was it. And it all just happened. I don't know.
That's really cool, because I know I used to be the type like you where I would stress on numbers. And I'd be like 15 average viewers, and I'd drop down to like 10, then 9, then up to like 16, then like 20, and then down to 10. Yeah. Like, good Lord.
You do got to take it into consideration, but after the fact. So let's say one day you're playing this game, you get really good numbers, and then so say it's a retro game. The next day you play not a retro game, and you get bad numbers. Well, there's a correlation there. The numbers do mean something, but you can't let it affect what you want to do. If you want to play that game, then play the damn game.
Yeah.
Who cares about the numbers? If you stress about the numbers, you're not gonna have fun.
That's true. I think I really think that having fun first should be a focus on Twitch, because I think if your viewers notice that you're not having fun, in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna have fun watching you.
Absolutely, that's my number one thing I used to say too. Is if I'm not having fun, how is anybody else gonna have fun?
Yep, no, I totally agree. Thank you for the follow, and welcome, Odex Smoke. Odex Smoke. I hope I'm saying that right. I hate butchering names, so if I said that wrong, I apologize. And I thought I had shut my alerts off. Apparently not, so sorry. All right, well, I watch you a lot, Gray, and I watch you play a lot of retro games. Of the retro games you play, what would you say is your favorite, and why?
It's hard for me to pick just one favorite, but if I had to, it's Super Mario 3.
Super Mario 3?
The reason is because there's just so many different ways to play the game. High competition speed runs, casually playing it with somebody who's never played the game before, and you can have the same amount of fun.
Yeah, I agree.
But I also, Mega Man 2, The Legend of Zelda, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I grew up playing those games nonstop. They're still my favorite to this day.
What I like watching, before I started watching you, I didn't even know there was a Little Nemo game. I didn't know that was a thing. And I started watching. I'm like, what the hell game is this? It's like that's a
hard game, yeah. And I used to play it all the time as a kid. Couldn't get past the second stage.
Wow! Now look at you speedrunning it.
Yeah. That's what's addicting about speedrunning too. Is that you play these games as a kid, you couldn't get far, and then all of a sudden you get older, you're a little wiser, you learn certain things about these games, and you get addicted to the fact that you can just annihilate these games now.
Yes.
When you couldn't do such before,
Yes, I agree. Odex Smoke, thank you so much. It's not your... This cheers for the show. Sorry for the alert. That's not your fault, Odex. That's my fault. I should have shut the alert off. I thought I did. That's not your fault at all. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Retro Rap. I am Phantom Limb Gamer. You may call me PLG. This is Retro Rap. I'm interviewing Grayskull83. Hello, Jill. Thanks for coming in. Um, okay. Why? One thing I really admire about you, Gray, is you are a Twitch partner, and you could be supporting other Twitch partners, and I'm sure you do. I'm sure you send raids their way. One thing I really admire about you is that you really support smaller streamers like myself. I know you have sent Slime Games a raid. You've sent a couple of my Twitch friends raids. Why is it important to you to support small streamers?
Oh yeah, well, thank you. And well, first of all, yeah, it's so important. But also, like, why it's important is I still consider myself to be a small streamer. You know, I don't let any of these numbers or whatever get to my head. I'm still a small streamer, and because I don't forget where I came from. Like I said, I streamed almost 2 years, averaging 5-10 viewers. So it's got to share the love, and there's a lot of good quality streamers out there that should have good numbers, and I just try to help the best I can any way that I can.
Well, I do appreciate that about you, Gray, and for all the times you supported me, thank you. And especially when I did my, back in April, when I did my charity stream for Limbs for Life. Yeah. And you had sent me that raid, and that was, I don't know, probably 150, 160 people raid, and it was pretty awesome. So for all the times you supported me and for all the times you supported my smaller streamer friends, thank you for that. It is so much appreciated.
And it's my pleasure, and I stream these weird hours, so like if I see I can name a bunch of streamers that I would love to raid, but they're never on when I'm done, so
yeah. But it's very cool that you help us out. I appreciate that. I know my friends do as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What can viewers expect when they visit your channel? But new viewers.
They can expect, a lot of baloney, that's for sure.
What is with baloney? I had to ask you that.
Well, I used to cuss all the time on stream. I used to swear words, and so like I wanted to cut back on that. Now, for a couple of different reasons. I always consider myself to have like this side of professionalism. Anything I do, I like to be professional about it. And I was like, well, dropping these F-bombs and this and that is not professional. So then I kind of just wanted to. It just came naturally. Like instead of saying, I don't know if I can cuss here or not, but
it's a mature audience. Go ahead.
Yeah, so is mine. But it's a matter of taste for me. Like instead of saying bullshit, naturally I just said baloney, and it just kind of like stuck. People were like, what's with this baloney? And it just went from there.
That's super cool. And actually, guys, if you go check out his channel, he's got one of his channel point redemptions is baloney, and it like covers his face on stream, and it's a piece of baloney with a smiley face. Gilgamesh, I swear in every language but English.
Yeah, but also there's a thing where even my professional work environment, when I used to bartend or do out in the real world, if you're if you cuss all the time and then you actually like cuss when you mean it, it doesn't mean anything. So now when I drop an F-bomb or when I cuss, it's like, oh, it's amplified. It means that much more.
Gray is mad. Oh, that's kind of funny. I wasn't expecting that answer about the bologna. I like that answer. That's really. I thought maybe it was just like you're obsessed with eating bologna, like you like bologna sandwiches and this and that.
Yeah, no, not really. That's all there is to it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But I don't mind a good bologna sandwich for sure.
But yeah, guys, it's a really cool, chill channel. If you go visit him, he just kind of sits there. He plays his game. We all chat, and he's drinks his beer, and yeah, it's just a really cool chat. Favory wings. That's why. Wait, what did she say here? Hold on.
Yeah, bartenders rule. Yeah.
That's why you're so rad, bartender. Yeah, she used to bartend.
Yeah.
Bologna flavored beer, Raven says.
Yeah, I started bartending when I was like 22. So I mean, I haven't done it in a couple of years since the shutdown, but about 15 years bartending experience, classically trained.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Other than being a streamer, what's 3 interesting facts about you?
Yeah, well, bartender one. I've and it's not just bartending wasn't just a job for me. I had a legit passion for mixology and making good drinks and stuff. So that's a one, and a musician. Um, I've been playing bass, guitar, and drums ever since I was a kid, 13 years old. I picked that all up and playing in bands and playing shows ever since. Um, and a third one is I know I studied and practiced sleight of hand for years. So
Really?
I have been hired to do card tricks at parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you do? You should do one in your stream sometime. That would be so much fun.
You can't misdirect the camera. That's what they say.
Yeah.
You can't misdirect the camera.
That's really cool. Sleight of hand. So you do a lot of card tricks, huh?
Yeah, I'm a big card guy for sure.
That's pretty cool. What do you love most about streaming / content creation?
Yeah, what do I like? That's a good question. I love the interact. Well, on Twitch, I love the interaction. I think that is first and foremost. It just the interaction, and what I enjoy about it is making goals for myself. As far as speedrunning goes, I like making a goal and working really hard and feeling like almost like I can't get this goal, but I just got to push a little harder, and you get over that hump, and you finally do it, and that sense of accomplishment. That's what really, really keeps me going for sometimes.
That's cool.
But I mean, it can be stressful, and I try not to let any of that stress get to me. It's easier said than done. But you just got to do what you love, man, and the rest will come.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a great answer, man. And we kind of touched on this a tiny bit. In your opinion, is it important to pay attention to your chat, and why or why not?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I always pay attention in my chat, even if I'm not acknowledging everything everybody says. I feel very important to control the overall vibe in the room. So if I always try to have a comfortable, nice, relaxing vibe, and if people are having heated arguments, I nip that in the bud because I don't want that going on. So I'm always paying attention to that. But it's also very important, I think, to let chatters have their own conversation. Maybe they're having a conversation with another person in there, and the streamer necessarily doesn't have to butt in and ask them what they're talking about. Let them have their own thing. I feel like that's very important too.
Have you had situations where you've had a nip it in the bud with people argue and stuff? Do you get that often?
It happens every once in a while, but it's nothing. Excessive or vulgar or anything. It's just if you want to go argue about which game is better and you're calling each other idiots, go do that somewhere else.
Yes.
If you don't like this game that I'm playing and you're calling another guy, how can you like this? This game's garbage. That's negativity. So I don't like any sort of negativity.
Man, I'm 100% with you. I don't want any negativity in my streams. Right. And if people start getting negative, I just ask them to leave, and yeah. I don't want it. It can ruin chat. And people they don't want to see it, they leave, they go, and then the next thing you know, you're losing viewers.
Exactly. Well, and one bad apple can do that. And one of my favorite streamers, he always says, or I've always heard him say, your chat is a reflection of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of didn't stick with me at first, but then it resonated. It was like, yeah, that is very true.
Yeah,
and that could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing.
Yep.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What's the best way a new viewer can support you?
Just watching. Just watch. That's it. You don't have to chat. You don't have to sub. You don't have to, blow smoke up my ass or whatever. Just watch and support the content. That's really all there is to it. I mean, it's as simple as that,
Yeah, no, that's. I agree. I'm so thankful for my community just to come to watch me. I don't care if they cheer me bits. I don't care if they sub, just sitting there watching and chatting with me.
Right.
They could be doing anything else, and they decide to
Yeah.
come to my channel and chat with me.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's so cool.
And that means the world. Yeah.
So this is kind of a two-part question since you're a partner. What's one or two pieces of advice you'd give to a brand new streamer? And how about someone pushing for Twitch partner? Two pieces of advice for them. So start with the new streamer first.
Start with the partner push first.
Okay.
The best advice I can give is don't push. Let it happen. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But that's just kind of my mindset on life, I guess. I never made a push, Actually, the week before, I made partner. I streamed Resident Evil. That could have killed my numbers. People that know me for playing Resident Evil, they want to see, your 8-bit side scrollers. So, and for new streamers, don't worry about your viewers. Don't worry about anything else except your chat room and the game that you're playing and your content. It's. I mean, that's a very fickle thing, and it's hard for me to say. I don't know. I feel like 100% like I got lucky. I don't know how I got partner. It's just. But I could tell you this, that I was consistent and diligent with my schedule and my content. I started focus on creating high quality content and making people feel welcome, and that's kind of how it happened for me. Just be yourself. Like, I know that's a cliche, but just be yourself and have fun. Like you said, if you're not having fun, nobody else is. If they're having fun, they're gonna come back.
You know what I'm really great at, Gray? Creating a schedule. You know what I'm awful at, Gray? Following said schedule.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm great at sitting.
And you notice I don't have a schedule, per se posted like on my page or whatever. I never have like I'm live at this time, but certain time of the night I'm always on. But it's funny how it started. I was like, okay, I'm starting at my stream at 10. Then then later it starts at 11. Then maybe like a couple months later I'm starting at midnight. Now I'm starting at 1 o'clock. So it's like the schedule's never the same, but I'm always on the same time of the day. I think that's important too, is consistency.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I wish I was more consistent. I'm great at sitting at my local coffee place here and spending 3-4 hours creating a schedule and thinking of what I want to play, stick to it for about 3 days. And
yeah.
I need to be better at that. I think that's for you. I don't even think you need to create a schedule because you've been streaming for 2-3 years now. But you're overnight, and people know. Oh, Gray's gonna be on. Gray's whether it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be on, and they can count on that, and that's so cool.
And believe me, there's days where I'm sitting here and it's like I'm just so tired, or I'm hungry, or I'm feeling like I just I want to play. I maybe want to play a video game, but the stream, it takes a lot, and you kind of like have to force yourself. And I always think about, there was those days when you woke up for work, you didn't want to go to work, but you went and did it anyways. And I kind of have that, try to do that same mentality where I try to be hard on myself, like your boss that you hate would be hard on you. It's not easy to do.
So I got kind of a bonus question. You kind of bring up a good point. To somebody that doesn't stream, to someone that's not on Twitch, to someone that says streaming's not a real job, streaming is not, you're just having fun playing video games, what would you say to that person?
I say streaming is what you make it. I wanted to make it my job. I made it my job. You want to make it your hobby and you want to stream a couple nights a week and just hang out and have fun with your friends? Absolutely, then it's not a job, but it definitely can be, for sure. Is it a steady job, financially? No. But that's not why I do it, I want it to be a job because I thoroughly enjoy doing it, and it's very rare to have a job that you don't hate,
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. I agree with you. I don't do this for the money. If I ever became Twitch partner, great. And if not, I'm happy. I'm very content with how I'm doing now. I'm doing
Oh yeah.
personally. I'm doing a lot of changes in my channel. I like trying new things. I don't want to sit. I just don't want to keep doing the same thing. I'm trying to find a niche, I guess. And for me, that's
Yeah,
part of the
always
fun.
try new things. You know, always try new things, and don't be afraid to fail. That's what I, you know. One thing and that's just advice for anything that you want to do. You know, if you really want to do something, don't be afraid to fail, no matter what it is. And if you do fail, and you want to keep doing it, get back up, get back on that horse, and try it again.
Dude, I had no idea this interview is going to be so inspiring. I love this. Was not expecting that, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the questions I have for you. I know there was a question. If you guys want to ask a question, feel free to ask. It might be easier if you, not that I'm trying to make you use channel points, but it might be easier if you highlight the question so I don't miss it. Greatest Mind is asking, and you did touch on this, Gray. He probably wasn't in here when you mentioned it. Do you mind asking him this question? What is the backstory of your Twitch username? He probably wasn't in here when you discussed it.
Oh yeah, Grayskull83. Yeah. So a big He-Man fan growing up. I mean, obviously that's where it came from. Like we said earlier, I had the my mom painted a He-Man with Orko on my bedroom wall growing up as a kid. So it was just always there. I have a Castle Grayskull with He-Man on my leg as a tattoo. And it's just one of those things. Like I said, I threw it to the wall and it stuck. And I felt like it had like a good retro stigma to it as well, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. Do you have a favorite He-Man character? Other than He-Man?
Orko.
Orko? You're like Orko, huh?
Yeah.
Have you watched the new He-Man on
Orko's
Netflix?
a magician, yeah. I watched a little bit of it. I don't know why. It's hard for me to watch shows, you know? But I did watch it. I love the animation of it. That was my favorite part.
Dr. Scaphism is asking, love you, Gray. Does playing games professionally make it difficult to enjoy playing games recreationally off stream?
Hey, Dr. Scaphism. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because, you know, like when I'm playing games professionally on stream, I'm still recreationally, how do they say that word? Recreationally having fun, you know? But, you know, when I play stuff off stream, like I've been playing the new Call of Duty off of stream, so that's something totally different than what you see me play on Twitch here, you know?
So
I mean, yes and no. I definitely have a different approach like to games now, you know? I don't think it makes it any more difficult to enjoy, though. You know.
Lady Luck plays. Fangirly screams. Gray, darling.
Lady Luck?
She she said, "I still love your runs of Little Nemo." She had mentioned the other day that I thought this was kind of cool. She mentioned to me that you were her inspiration to start streaming. And
oh, that's cool.
I thought
that's awesome to hear.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's great.
Anybody else have any questions? I do have one. My friend Miss Ted is unable to be here, but she always asks: would you rather be attacked by 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
one horse-sized duck. Yeah.
Really? Why?
Game of numbers, there, man. It's 1-on-1. You got a chance. 1 on 100, you don't have a chance.
That's a good answer. Let's see. Greatest Mind. I have a question for Gray. I'm getting into the big numbers of becoming a medium streamer instead of a small streamer. Do you have any suggestions or ideas of what they should do?
Just do you. And like I said, don't worry about the numbers. You know, analyze the numbers. If you change your content, see if the numbers go up, see if the numbers go down. Pay attention to that. But just have fun with it. You know, like and we talked about this already. I can't stress this enough. Just have fun, because if you're not having fun, nobody else is going to have fun. And if all you're worried about is the numbers, you know, people, I don't think are going to respond to that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Don't worry so much about looking at your numbers. Just do your thing, man. If you're having fun, people will find you. It just might take a while.
And if your numbers are starting to go up, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
You know, don't change a thing.
Yep.
Or change a thing as far as growing and try some different ideas. But just keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
It's the best thing you can do.
Favorite Wings, I love the Little Nemo movie. It's one of her favorites. There's a movie?
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie since a kid. Yeah, it's the Little Nemo, the movie's from the 80s, but that's all based on a comic book or a comic strip from like the early 1900s.
Wow, I didn't know that was a movie. So is the video game based on the movie?
I think the video game's more loosely based on the comic.
Oh, on the comic.
Because if you pop in the Little Nemo game, it'll say like 1905 is what the first thing that pops up. So the comics were from the early 1900s.
Cool. I had no idea.
It's probably a little bit of both, but...
Oh, hey, Malin. Thank you so much for joining. Lady Luck Plays is asking, do you plan on doing any more... Oh, hold on. Just went away. Do you plan on doing any more drumming streams? Those were a lot of fun to watch along with your marathons.
Oh, yeah. Drum streams, we're definitely going to do a lot more of those. I'm trying to... I'm revamping my little drum room downstairs. So, I'm looking forward to doing about one drum stream a month. That's what I want to have as my goal. Because I love it. Like I said, I've been playing drums almost my whole life. And it seems to be doing well here. People like it. I'm always getting asked about it. So I got to get back into shape, man. It takes a lot to play drums, and I'm out of shape.
I love listening to you
and
play.
And more marathons as well, yeah.
I love listening to you play drums with the 8-bit music. One is the I would have a request is Mega Man 3, the boss rush stage and the stage before it is my favorite Mega Man music of all time. And actually,
3 has some good music. I'm impartial to 2, but 3 is awesome. Yeah, I have it on my my queue for my playlist of what I play drums to. I just haven't dived into it yet, but I'll get to it.
Oh, I love it. Greatest Mind is asking another question for Gray. I noticed that many people have been to my... Wait, hold on. I noticed not many people have been to my streams. Should I worry about that it is the category or what maybe they're doing wrong or that they could do better?
Well, as far as the category goes, if you're in the retro category, if you're in the retro category, I think you'll get more viewers. Say if I'm streaming, I mean, probably not using me for an example per se, but just hypothetically, anybody, if you're streaming, retro and you're playing Mario 3, I think you'll get more viewers streaming under the retro category than if you played under the Super Mario 3 category. Because there's more followers, more people looking out for the retro than there is for just Mario 3. Unless you're known for Mario 3, but I think it's just more accessible. But I don't know, that's really hard to say. I mean, that's the best way I can answer that.
Guys, if you're not following Gray, I put his info there again. Go give him a follow on Twitch, on Twitter, and that's his YouTube link. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's got some cool stuff on there as well. Let's see here. What else we got?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the YouTube game going a little more. That's a whole different animal, man. I tell you.
I am too, Gray. I'm trying to. I used to do was I used to take my YouTube or my Twitch videos and just put them on YouTube.
Oh, I do, yeah.
And it's like, but I'm trying to come up with and I've actually come up with some cool ideas that I'm going to start doing with my sister, because my sister and I both love cooking. So I'm going to do like some cooking streams and post it on YouTube. It's going to be, I used to call her Mouse when I was younger. She's in her 50s, but I used to call her Mouse. So it's going to be called PLG and the Mouse. And we're going to do cooking streams again.
I love watching cooking streams.
Oh, cooking is, I love cooking.
Same thing with drums too. People are looking for something different, or like Twitch is not just video games. There's a bunch of other stuff you can do. Any other hobby or passion you have. people love to see it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when you're on Twitch, they obviously know you love video games, but if you really want to grow your channel, one thing I've always heard is if you want to grow, and this is a piece of advice I would give, if you want to grow your Twitch channel, I would say try to get your name out there on other, like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and drive traffic to your Twitch page.
That's the way to do it, yeah.
Greatest mind. Well, the most recent category I have done is just chatting. Talk show and podcast is all I do. I bounce back between the categories once in a while. Yeah, greatest mind. If you're doing chatting, like
I think just chatting is one of the best categories out there. Like what you're doing right now. I've actually wanted to do some just chat. I've never done a just chatting stream.
Really? Dude,
I've been thinking about doing it. Yeah.
It's weird because when I watch your streams, you pay attention to the chat and you chat with us, but you're very focused. It's pretty cool just sitting talking with you. Like I didn't think it was gonna. I just love doing this. Like I love chatting with you. You're very insightful on a lot of things. It's just
yeah. Thank you. Well, it's. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just one of those things where I'm very psychological and analytical about certain things, but also I realize there's a point where you just gotta let things happen and not try to figure things out too much, because that'll drive you crazy. You look at what's in front of you and then you analyze it and deal with it.
Dude, I'm gonna drive to Ohio and have a beer with you sometime, because I think you'd just be a blast to hang out with, man.
Absolutely.
Does anybody else have any questions for Grayskull83? I'm gonna put your information here again. Again, that's his Twitch channel. Go check. He's streaming tonight, by the way, guys. If you want to go check him out, and he's a speedrunner. So
we're working on Mario 3 right now, so I'm on the grind of Mario 3.
Yeah, it's
like I said, that's my favorite game of all time. So this game is like I can grind this game till no end and never get sick of it.
If you guys haven't checked him out, basically how he does his streams.
You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you so much for the bits, XOX Tess XOX. Thank you so much. Welcome in. This is Retro Rap. I'm Phantom Limb Gamer. You can call me PLG. Tess, this is Grayskull83 is my guest. We're just talking about retro games. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Does anybody else have any questions for Grayskull? Unfortunately, Tess, you kind of caught the very tail end. Hey, Nigel, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. All right. Well, guys, again, this is Grayskull. Go check him out. He's streaming tonight. What's up? So every channel has one. Sympha's ours. He always has the very off-the-wall questions, and he's awesome. What sub shop do you like ordering from?
A sub shop? Well, I don't have a particular sub shop. Well, you know what? There was this one place where it was a sub shop next to where I used to work. It was called DeBella's Subs, and I think it's just like it's like an old fashioned and like New York style. So it's only around kind of like the Midwest over here, this area. But yeah, you have that DeBella's and that, or I've had Jersey Mike's too, which is really good. But if I ever see DeBella's, that's where I'll go. And I'm a sucker for a nice cold cut Italian sub, black olives, banana peppers. There you go.
Oh my
of course,
God.
Gotta have bologna on there.
So not only are we going to have a beer together, we're going to go to Jersey Mike's, because it's literally my favorite place to get a sandwich.
Yeah.
My viewers are always like, you should try to get a Jersey Mike's, what do you call it, affiliate or something.
Yeah. I've only had Jersey Mike's maybe a couple of times, but every time I have, it's like, oh man, this is great.
Oh, God, Jersey Mike's is so good. You certainly do have some personality. I'm not sure who she was referring to. With the name Grayskull. Oh, here's a good question. Antari7, with the name Grayskull, do you have a He-Man collection?
I really don't have a collection of anything except NES cartridges, but I do have a couple figures that I've had, for a while. They're not like... I have one of those He-Man figures when they revamped it from like the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that one, but other than that, I really don't, no.
Wow.
I wish I did. I did as a kid. I had all those toys. I wish I still had them. I don't know what the heck happened to them, but
oh my God, I wish I had those in Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Did you ever collect Garbage Pail Kids?
The stickers, right? The cards.
Yep.
I used to have those too.
Sympha. Oh, I don't think you've seen it, Gray. Sympha's asking, do you like my Mario leg? Did you ever see my Mario leg?
Oh, yeah. And the Star Wars one. I think I've seen that as well. Yeah.
Oh, you say, oh, okay, you saw both of them. Yeah, she wants to know if you like my Mario leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. My Mario leg is pretty cool. I think the next one I want to get... Basically, I have to go on Amazon or someplace and find a piece of fabric with a recurring print. And the last time, I couldn't... I want to get a Mega Man one because that's my favorite video game.
Yeah, you should get Buster Leg, dude. A Buster Leg.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that story?
No.
So, a quick story. I was, when I was married, my wife at the time, she had a very simple procedure at the hospital. She had to go back for a very simple procedure, a surgery. And I had just got out of the processes, and I got what they call your check socket, which is it's like the socket you wear while they make your definitive or your actual socket, right? And I'm wearing long jeans, mind you. And I'm walking, and I get out, and I'm like in the receptionist area. So there's like people waiting, people on the phone, whatever. And all of a sudden I hear a really weird noise, like a crunching noise. I'm like, what the hell was that? And all of a sudden I just bit the pavement, and I fell. And like, you know, like in a movie, like someone falls from a long distance, and then they land, and like their leg is like behind them weird. Like you can tell it's broken. So, like, that's how I landed. Like, that's how my leg was. And they're like, oh, my God, he broke his leg. He broke his leg. I'm like, it's okay. I'm an amputee. It's not I mean, I broke it, but they thought I was going to be in all this pain. So then we just got finished with the processes, so they had to take me in a wheelchair to go out to our van to get my old socket that I had so I could walk.
There you go.
So
without the Mega Man Buster Leg, that wouldn't have happened.
Very true. All right. Well, great. Excuse me. Thank you so much for joining. This was so much fun, man. I'd love